everything is stability. Above everything is stability. We gotta give a coach and a young quarterback 2 to 3, and that's what I always defended Derek Carr at the beginning of his career. Derek Carr never had the same damn coordinator for this 2 years in a row. The 1 year he did, he was an MVP candidate. Every other year, new coach, new coach, new coach. And we've seen it, and now, transitioning to the Super Bowl, look what they did for Darnold. Look what it did. Like, some of these players, it's bad for their development. They need to be in a stable situation and allow them to grow. So I think this is long-term hire. Obviously, he's going to have a leash. He's going to be able to have time with the rookie quarterback. Nobody expects us to win next year. But again, to set us up for success, we have the second amount of money, our second largest cap space next year. So just everything is positive for us to turn this around.
All right, let's just recap.
Max
now.
Crosby gone too?
No, thank you. Let's just recap. Thank you. Now that Drew's here, let's just recap and realign this. Perfect. Thank you, Drew.
That's fine.
Thank you, Drew. You headed out the park.
He wants to leave.
Thank you, Drew, for coming in and heading out the park. Let's fill you in, okay? Raiders got Kubiak. They got #1 pick Mendoza. I already have to buy Nick the New Jersey. Okay, so everything's perfectly in line, but you interrupted me and you already cut me off and you talked about it. What's going to happen with Mason Crosby now? Now that we got the coach, now we got the quarterback.
Max.
Well, okay, sorry, I did the same thing. I did the same thing with Christian's game. Max Crosby. What are we going to do now, Nick? Or Drew? Take your take now that you're in. Go ahead, Drew. What's your take?
I mean, I just saw the report now from Jay Glazer saying that basically it's up to Max Crosby what he wants to do and this, that, and the other.
Wow.
That just broke maybe an hour ago. So, but yeah, I think there's ongoing frustration. I think he's upset the organization for sitting him out and this, that, and the other, and just basically not doing enough. I think he was also, I just think in general, I think it's one of those things where, hey, like, you're one of the top 5 players in defensive in the league. This organization is probably still a few more years away for you to really compete for a Super Bowl, and at that point, you're probably past your prime, and you're not going to be as good as you can be. So yeah, if I'm Max, dude, I try to leave. I try to go get a new contract with a new team, and I try to go make as much money as I can, and compete on a meaningful team, and be the defensive MVP, and get your accolades that you deserve, and be a Hall of Fame player that you already deserve to be. I'm not saying the Raiders completely did wrong or this, that, and the other. It's just unfortunate that things just didn't end up working out when the time was for him to be the best that he can be. It happens to a lot of teams, but yeah, if I'm Max, dude, I did my service. I did all that I could, and it's time for me to go in and be more competitive in the championship team. That's what I see.
Drew, do you remember when I called it? You thought it was crazy, but it made perfect sense to me when I called it, when the free agent or whatever, or where's Christian McCaffrey going to go? I said he's going to be a Niner. And I got a little bit of black and blue feeling. I'm thinking some Max Crosby might be a Panther, join his buddy Trevon Moehrig. There might be some pull. We need a pass rusher. That's all we need.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I think he's gonna go to more of a. I think he'd go to more of a more of an established team. That's just me. But I mean,
who in the playoffs? Okay, so tell me that in the NFC. Let's just go NFC wise. Who would be more established? That would need the Panthers that need him more than the Panthers.
Let me say this. Let me rephrase this. Max Crosby will not go to a team that doesn't have an elite or a very good quarterback. He's played that experience before.
It's not up to Max Crosby, first of all.
Oh, guys, come on. When you have that much pull and you are who you are, you kind of get a say where you're going to go.
He's under contract.
I understand, bro, but
what are you talking about?
The Raiders are still a team that's going to play.
I mean, I don't know if he has a no trade clause and he has to waive it. I don't know. I don't know his contract negotiation, but it's not 100% up to him unless he has a no trade clause, which I don't know if he does. I'll look it up right now.
I honestly don't know either, but I'm going to say this: like, they're not going to do somebody wrong to the. If it's apples and oranges, they're going to give Max what he wants. And that's really what it's going to come down to.
Max Crosby does not have a no trade clause in his contract, so who gives a shit?
So
From the
so
Raiders
how so
standpoint,
let
This
me
is a salty Raiders fan here.
so let me ask you
no,
a
no, I'm
question.
not salty at all. I don't blame him. The
Yeah.
main point is he doesn't want to go through another rebuild, which that's his right. That's his right. Like I understand that, and we are in another rebuild now. I think
Yes.
Wait a
again, I
minute.
was just explaining
I
to
know
Ben,
what's going on here.
we're a lot quicker. We're gonna if this is right again. If this pans out, we're not 3-4 years away. I'll tell you that right now. We're just not. That's just not the case. We'll be in the playoffs second year, if not third year at the minimum. If it works out, I understand the risks. If Clint Kubiak's not the coach he's supposed to be and Mendoza's not the quarterback, then yeah, we're not going to be in it. I get it. And that's the thing that Max Crosby has to weigh out. Is like, okay, we might have hired the right coach. We might get the right quarterback.
Right.
But what if it's not? What if it's not again? And I'm rebuilding all over again. Like again, Drew's right. He only has a few more years of his elite prime left. He's had 4 or 5 head coaches, like, and that's what I was explaining before you came on, Drew. Like, the number one thing that why I'm excited about this hire is this is 100% stability. If we can't give a new coach, young-minded offensive coach with a number 1 draft quarterback, if we don't give him 4 or 5 years, then we ain't never gonna give anybody any 4 or 5. This is the one time we finally have. We need stability as an organization. I think that's what Tom Brady is trying to incorporate. That's the one thing he can bring, right? What did he have in New England? Hey guys, you know why we ran a lot and why we had 2 different dynasties, even though we didn't win a Super Bowl for 10 years in between? Same head coach, same quarterback. We need that stability. And I think that's why in this hiring around with Tom Brady involved, we waited for the number 1 offensive young coach. He could literally be our coach for the next 10 years and no one would be like, oh, I'm completely shocked. And we're drafting a quarterback who could be our quarterback for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick, I agree with you. And I'm really excited about the Raiders. I am. But I figured it out. I figured out where Drew's coming from. He thinks the fucking Niners are going to get Max Crosby.
I mean,
He look at I knew it. Look at him.
We've been talking about this for a long time. I think it's gonna happen.
the problem is you guys don't have the good enough draft picks, okay? So that's the thing that's going to be tricky here.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get at least 1 first, maybe 2, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's just say we're going to get 1. Do you think we want a Niner draft pick? Do you think we want like and like I just looked up, okay, now I'm playing the Raider side, like, dude, we're going to trade him to whoever gives us the best offer. You know what I mean? Max Crosby doesn't have a no trade clause, so he has no say on when we trade him. I don't think they're going to purposely do him dirty. It's just like, okay, at this point, you're frustrated. You don't want to play for us. That's great. I know we have a lot of holes. We have 10 draft picks this year. Hey, bring on some more. Bring on some more next year. Like, and 2 number 1s and whatever else it takes. Like, whoever.
My thing is, my thing is this though. When it comes to teams, when it comes to draft picks and this, that, and the other, dude. My biggest pet peeve with these teams are the value that's held for those draft picks. Like for me, it's like, dude, you can go get an established player in the league and know somebody who's already good. Why are we holding these picks on what ifs? And that's really what bugs me so much.
It depends on your situation.
If you're in a team like a lot of these teams though, dude, like these guys are young. I mean, they're in their second contracts. You know what I mean? Like these guys are 4 or 5 years in the league. It's like it's not like they're old or outdated or this, that, and the other. Like they're young players. It's like, dude, go trade a first round pick for somebody that you know is already a bona fide stud. I don't understand the value of so many teams miss all the time.
I can explain to you very easily.
Please.
1, it depends if you have a quarterback. Okay,
Sure.
You do not want to send draft picks away. You don't have your quarterback and like you're sold on him. So that's 1. Half the league doesn't have a quarterback. They're like, we're completely sold on these guys. So there's half the league.
Sure.
The other half of the league is the average time of a player in the league is 3 years. Okay. And like Drew said, like you have such a high turnover. You need to stay young. If you just give all your draft picks away, you're getting probably older is the problem. So unless you're like the Rams who went for the all-in. So that's why it's very uniquely based. It's like, is this one player going to help us win the Super Bowl right now? Or is this player just going to make us be a better player and we might have a chance? At that point, let's just stay young. Maybe we draft 2 studs and we get the same thing done, but now we're younger than getting a guy who, especially like Drew said, he's on his 2nd contract already. Is he really going to be good enough to get a 3rd? How many guys do we see good 12 years in the league unless they're a quarterback? Very rarely you get your 12-year safety who's a stud, right? Or 12-year linebacker. Dude, they're out of the league. So it's not that they're holding the draft pick so high. It's just circumstantial football is such a young man's sport. The more young talent you can accumulate, the more likely. And look at what the Rams, the Patriots, all these teams, like the Rams happen to hit on all their draft picks.
They got so lucky, bro. But yeah,
forever, all over again, stuff like that. Like, it's just the teams who are able to draft better end up. Drew, you're one of them. The reason why the Niners have been relevant for so many years now is because you guys draft so well, especially 100%. On the defensive side. If you don't have 100%. Those draft picks, then those players aren't on
also
your team.
To my point, dude. To my point is the Niners. Yes, they've gotten lucky, no question about it. But they get lucky in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounds. We can't draft to fucking save our lives in the first 2 rounds. Like there's no, like it's horrible. So it's
you're
like
speaking to the choir.
yeah. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, yes, there are times you're gonna get lucky. Yes, of course. And when you get obviously lucky in the later rounds, it's even better because you hold them to the less payment, right?
How do you increase your luck with those picks, Andrew?
Well, you just keep drafting in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds.
Okay, are you gonna be more lucky if you have 5 draft picks or if you're gonna have 10?
Sure. No, I get that. I get it.
Oh, well, that's your.
But I'm saying
you're then proving my point why these draft picks are held so high.
No, but also you got to remember too, though, dude. That there's, especially like my.
The Panthers have a lot of picks to trade, and they need a pass rusher. Okay, here we go.
That's perfect, and I hope it happens. I'll just on the flip side. Hey, we've done this before. Okay, we had Khalil Mack. We traded 2 first-round picks for the Bears. What did he do for the Bears? Right. Now, we had a chance. We got Josh Jacobs out of one of them. I wish we would have signed him the 2nd contract. He was great for that pick. The other 2 were bust. So we got 1 decent running back out of the pick. So we didn't take advantage of our picks. But at the same time, we had a team trade for this pass rusher who, like you're saying, why are you valuing your picks? Go get this guy who's a monster. And he was. And where did they get the Bears? Nowhere. So people also see the other side of we're going to give away 2 first-round picks of guys that we could potentially draft as studs, and we got nothing out of this guy, right? So, there's 2 sides there. I think you go get it, like when the Rams, they got Matthew Stafford, your quarterback's a little older, like, hey, go win it now. And they did, and they got it, and they went for it, and they got the Super Bowl. Like the Eagles, trade every fucking draft pick you got. Go, you're set to win now in the next 3-4 years. Take advantage of Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, all that, stuff like that. Even the Niners a little bit. You guys have done some trading. Like, you guys don't really, but there's only a handful of teams that are like, hey, sell everything, win now. Everybody else is like, you got to play the long game.
You know what's crazy, you guys, is it is already February. The Super Bowl is obviously in a few days. But it's almost as if the draft is right around the corner as well. We're talking 90 days, right? End of April, the draft is going to be there. Mendoza, all these things are going to be coming, right? Obviously, Super Bowl is going to happen. No one really cares this year. We'll talk more about that. But right after that, there's a lot of anticipation into the draft coming around the corner. And so, not only that, Nick, the free agency, right? Just going over, talking with Dan Morgan and the Panthers. Right now, that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to follow the same plan, attack that free agency, fill whatever they can. That way, draft time comes around, best available player. Because there's no time to mess with need because injuries. So, anyways, I'm getting excited. Let's talk Super Bowl. Let's talk some Super Bowl. All right, get this out the way. Nick, I'm sorry, Drew.
No, go for it.
No. Good. Drew, so nice to have you here, man. We'll try to work this more in, so we can get your input. We got Drew, the data. So, anyways, Seahawks versus Patriots. What is interesting for you to watch? Because I think this is a Super Bowl worth boycotting.
I don't know if I go that far, but hold on. Give me 1 second. What's up, dude? My phone. Go use Mama's iPad. You can go watch a little bit. See what's up.
Hi, what's up, dude?
Special
Excellent.
guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Get out of here. So yeah, no, I don't say it's worth boycotting, but it is one of those Super Bowls where I feel like it could be it could be a little bit of that, you know what I mean? It could be a little bit of but I think Sam Darnold, dude, I all the props that goes to him, dude. I mean, to see him revitalize his career the way that it has been. I mean, he was looked at as absolute trash when he was on the Jets, you know, and then he's playing journeyman for a while and this, that, and the other, and I mean, even his one of my Niners came not too long ago, right? So
And the Panthers,
you know, and he was just been going back and forth with all his teams, and to see him go back 13 win seasons is a credit to him. Yes, he's on a team where he kind of gets that treatment of, oh well, you know, he's a product of their environment, he's a product of this, that, and the other, and a product of a great system, and yada yada yada. Which yes, he is, but at the same time, dude, like this guy has had the turnover narrative his entire career that, oh, he's gonna you know, throw this interception, or he's gonna do this, that, and the other. I mean, dude, the last what, 6-7 games, he's been absolute money. He's been cash. When it comes down to, does he have to make every single play or this, that, and the other? No. But when he just outdueled Matt Stafford and made it Matt Stafford look like, you know, it's just whatever. Like, I mean, that guy is potentially the MVP of the season, and he just outdueled him, you know, and I got to give credit to that. No turnovers, playing good football, not making mistakes. Can he do it one more time on a big stage? I'm curious to see that. And honestly, dude, as good as Jackson Smith and the Jig has been, I want to see, can he still be that? Like, can he do that in the Super Bowl? Like, he is unremarkably good. And I don't know, man. Like, I think Mike Vrabel, that Patriots defense, you have 2 weeks to game plan. There should be no rhyme or reason for him to have 150 and like 2 touchdowns. But I think he's gonna do it. I really do. I think he's gonna be like, I know it's gonna probably be Sam Darnold for MVP, but dude, Jackson's from the Jig. But like, on stats wise, I almost guarantee he probably, if the Seahawks win, I almost guarantee JSN should be the MVP, but he probably won't get there.
Whoa,
the guy's insane, dude. The guy is absolutely insane. Like, they had an interview, Busting with the Boys with Cooper Kupp, and in that podcast, it's just a great podcast. If you guys, you know, it's a good one to listen to. But they're talking about it, and Cooper Kupp's like, oh yeah, like, you know, I basically made JSN everything he is, just like totally like joking around. But like, that's another guy that I got to give a lot of credit for. You know what I mean? Like, Cooper Kupp has just all the adversity that he's gone through, right? I mean, and you know, the Rams are saying that you should retire and this, that, and the other, and you know, teams are going to lowball you offers, which I mean they did, right? I mean, he went to like a 1 year, $10 million deal, whatever it was. Not anything that you would assume Cooper Kupp's going to get, but yeah, he hasn't been super relevant in this, that, and the other, but he's made some clutch catches in these playoffs, and you know, he's gonna need to do more of that. I think all the attention is gonna be on JSN, you know, Barner and some of these other guys like Cooper Kupp, and I think another huge X factor in this game is gonna be Rashid Shaheed. He's just one of those kind of guys where this offense just clicks really well, dude. And Ken Walker can obviously be good, but it just comes down to, can Vrabel stop him with that defense? And I do think that it can be a pretty damn close game, because I think Mike Vrabel's a stud. You know, I told you guys when we started drafting that the Patriots are a team to watch out for. Did I think they're going to be a Super Bowl team? No. But did I say that they're going to make playoffs? I said, hell yeah, I think they're going to make playoffs. And you guys kind of looked at me like, are you sure? I was like, dude, this team's going to be stud. And that's why I picked up Drake May in Jake's league, and that's why I won it. You know, it's just one of those things where I truly think that the Patriots are a good solid team, but the way the Seahawks are playing, I think it's going to be the Seahawks, unfortunately.
All right. Well, Nick, we obviously have a Seahawks lover, and I'm okay. Even though he's a 49er fan, that's a little surprising. That's all. You know, and so
I gotta give credit. I gotta give credit to
100%. Sam Darnold was a Jet. Sam Darnold was a Jet. Right. We want to remind the million viewers around the world that Sam Darnold was drafted by the Jets and was a USC Trojan. Nick, the Patriots, Vrabel, Drake May, the defense. How do they win this game? How do the Patriots become the team again of the fucking NFL?
I hate to even think about it because I don't want the Patriots to win anything. So,
Okay, sorry.
but no, I mean, the only way the Patriots win is a close game. You know, their defense has to come to play, and hopefully they get a couple turnovers from Darnold, and that's how they win this game. I don't really see Drake May lighting it up. He hasn't had a good, postseason. I know he's
Yeah,
been
not
playing tough
against this
defenses,
defense. Yeah.
but I'm like, everybody's like, oh well, he's been playing top five defense. I was like, okay, well, what are the Seahawks defense? The only person that could throw on the Seahawks defense is Matt Stafford. Everybody else has been not good against Seattle. If you take out the Matthew Stafford game, Seattle's locked everybody down. I don't see Drake May, throwing all over them. And they establish a running game. They're going to need to run the ball. Does Travion Henderson break a couple runs? And then again, a couple turnovers on defense. I mean, that's the type of game they're going to have to play. They got to keep it close like they have on every other game. Keep it close, and then you get a play or two at the end, and you win the game. On the flip side, I really see like it's more likely that the Seahawks blow them out, than the Patriots win a close game in my mind. And I will say, to correct Andrew, it was 2 14-win seasons in a row. Sam Darnold's done. No one's ever done that.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Games.
Thank you.
It was 14 games each. But I mean, yeah, I don't think this is. I think the Super Bowl is going to get bad ratings. You don't have a lot of stars. Everybody's sick of the Patriots, even though it's not Tom Brady. Everybody's sick of the Patriots. Seattle's not a big market team, and they don't have any star. Like how many people really want to watch to see if Sam Darnold wins it? Us football fans. Sure, I'm talking about the Super Bowl's about the no-name random fans that want to watch.
Yeah, where's the Taylor Swift fans at? They're not watching.
I don't.
Yeah,
know
they don't give a shit.
Super Bowl has enough umph anywhere, and so we'll see. I mean, every year, they break the record or they're close to it. We'll see what it amounts to. But yeah, like I kind of agree with you, Ben. I'm not boycotting it, but like I feel like if I just glance at it throughout the day,
right,
it's not gonna bother me.
Good enough.
I'm gonna watch, but I'm just saying, like honestly, if like someone invited me to go golfing, like I would go golf on Sunday.
100%. See
and
that?
not watch the game. You know what I mean? Where other years I'm like, no, I'm watching the game.
I can see because like you guys are obviously, fans of different teams and whatnot. Obviously, this Seahawks being in my division, I know their game so much more. You know what I mean? I know how they play. I know their style of play. I know who this, that, and the other. And so it's like for me, it's like you're a little bit more in tune. Like, yes, I do want to see the Seahawks lose, but I just can't see a world where they do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I just can't see it. Yes, I like Drake May, this, that, and the other. Yes, I like Vrabel, but it's like I want to see if Seattle can actually lose, and that's why, like for me, I'm gonna be glued into that game because Seattle could be a good team for a long time. And that's where it's kind of scary for me. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like,
Seattle
hopefully they lose this shit.
Points, you're not going to be glued to it anymore. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah.
So let's bring this up, okay? And just to warn you guys, okay, I've been doing lots of research, okay, Drew, Nick. There's a lot of channels, there's a lot of guys, lots of followers monetizing that say a lot more crazier shit than I or Jake ever has. Okay, so we're lifting the lid here on the SportsRanter channel. All right, it's done. It's over. I don't care. It's 2026. We're lifting the fucking lid. It's done. Okay. Sorry. Let me calm down. Okay.
Where's this going?
Here. Why are people gonna watch the Super Bowl? Because it sure as hell ain't the game.
What?
So
Bad Bunny?
So what? No. And we're not going to just bring up Bad Bunny, Nick. Let's talk about it because we've put it on the platform. We've talked about it, how we're a conservative, more kind of channel here. Not really conservative, but we're talking about it. Okay? The halftime shows have been Satanist ritual shows for the past 10 years. Nick, I'm opening up your bag, bro. Hollywood. All this stuff, symbolism, the most watched show in the world, right? I'm telling you, look at all the artists who's connected to Jay-Z and Destiny's Child and Alicia Keys and all these. Look at their videos. Look what they do. Look who they're lined with. They're all on the Epstein fucking list. So, sorry to get excited. Okay. But, yes, it's supposed to be a rumor now, but Bad Bunny is supposed to be wearing a dress, right? So, those of you who have watched the SportsRanter, okay, I know you guys like watching Jake Bowl. You get 2,000 views when Jake bowls, okay? But when I post a verse about men wearing dresses and women's garments, I get 40 fucking views. So when the truth is exposed, people don't like the truth. People like getting lied to. People like all this bullshit. So Nick, I do not like what I've been seeing at the halftime shows as a football fan. Honestly, I want to watch football. I just want to enjoy it. And I miss the old, like Usher or Michael Jackson or mixed with the rock band and that type of American culture vibe. Not what we have been watching for 10 straight years. Go back and do the research before you judge me. I love you. All right, here we go.
Well, I don't want to prove you wrong on air here, but like...
We're recording. We can't go live.
When was Dr. Dre and 50 Cent and Eminem and Snoop? That Super Bowl was pretty badass, if you ask me. I don't know if there's some Illuminati crap tied to that. I don't think, even though I'm not a fan, like, I don't know, I think you're giving it a little bit too much credit. Now, I agree with you. I think Hollywood is just corrupt, and I don't want to kind of go down that route, but, you know, I thought...
Why else is the Super Bowl going to get ratings? Why is this Super Bowl going to get ratings?
Well, then if you're saying that, then it's also, I mean, I get, like, first of all,
I mean, they're already juicing it up so much.
Already gonna play before we knew who was in the Super Bowl, right? So, like, they announced that previously. Now you're gonna go back into the NFL being scripted, and because normally people watch the Super Bowl is because of the teams that are in it, right? Everybody wants to watch Patrick Mahomes, stars,
correct,
stuff like that. You know, Joe Burrow and stuff. So Jalen Hurts, Eagles, you know, big market teams, whenever they're in there, always do better. So that is why teams watch. Every once in a while we get a Debbie Downer, and it happens, you know. I don't think, even though it was like one of the best Super Bowls, I think it was a very highly anticipated Steelers Cardinals back in the game. You know what I mean? That wasn't this big name. It's like, yeah, okay, Steelers, yes, but like Cardinals, Kurt Warner, okay, he was with the Rams. Like, I get it, but like it's Arizona. It's not a big market team. All this stuff.
That was one of the best Super Bowls ever, though.
Huh?
That was one of the best Super Bowls ever. Yeah.
So we'll see what we get out of this one. So we have had some, you know, low Super Bowls.
But like you said, though, but in difference to that comparison, that Super Bowl still has stars. It had Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald. It had the Steelers, you know, and so like, who are the stars on the Seahawks other than like, you know, those defensive players? And there's just no star. The only
that's it. And
JSN is disgusting.
I agree. Jackson Smith, my ninja. Hopefully, absolutely. Hopefully he goes off, and hopefully he goes crazy, 100%. You know, I'm sorry to get excited, guys, but like I said, we're gonna remain raw, rugged, and 100 at this show. I'm gonna pay close attention to the halftime show.
Go eat your barbecue during the halftime show, and don't worry about it.
to get to your point, what you're really going off of is obviously, yes, Bad Bunny situation, this, that, and the other, how crazy America is right now with everything else with the ICE and this, that, and the other, right? I mean, that's obviously what it breaks down to, right?
Good point.
And then you have obviously, like Jake pointed out on this show, which I thought was pretty crazy, but he said basically the whole Bad Bunny situation and how most people watch it are white and this, that, and the other. And the fact that, I mean, I think USA Network, is it USA Network? Is doing their own halftime show. And
wow.
Like,
no way.
Kid Rock and this, that, and the other. And like, they have some other, you know, obviously, I'm America and I'm white
didn't know
and
that.
I'm, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like, as far as I know, I think USA Network is having their own halftime show, which is absolutely ridiculous and insane.
Interesting.
But, Yeah, look into that because I think.
But why is that ridiculously insane, Drew?
Dude, it's like, bro, you talk about like J Lo's done halftime shows. Like we've had Hispanic Latin community people be prominent in this situation, and you can say what you want. Bad Bunny is still an American citizen. Like he's born in Puerto Rico. Like yes, he embraces Hispanic culture, and yes,
Okay.
we have a president who wants to do anything and everything he can to get every illegal out of this town that is Hispanic. And us living in San Diego, like we see it way more than most of America does, and we live it on a day-to-day basis more than I would say 90% of Americans do. And so like our vision and our this, that, and the other is much different, and I think we're way more in tune than the average white American male that lives in Montana that just wants to watch football, brother. You know what I mean? Like it's much different. So
I don't want to get into political debate.
Like I said, these things are.
I don't think we're more in tune in California. I'm sorry, we are not more in tune over here. But I'll leave that for a different show.
Yep, Arizona, Texas, a lot worse. But okay. So like I said, this is a sports show. Okay, but the point is, there's safety. We're not these paid people on ESPN that have to talk about a narrative. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So that's the cool thing about our show is we're not attacking anybody. We're not saying that we're not saying that. We're just simply saying that we have a platform where we can talk about these things. You know what I'm saying? And if we get booted, that means we're on something. Does that make sense, you guys? So it's okay.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
You know, so
they
it's
say NFL's king for a reason. 20 million people are still gonna watch the damn Super Bowl.
Of course.
Because football is the number one sport in America, and yeah,
right.
I mean, they're gonna change artists all the time. Like I said, I don't want to look into it too much.
Well, look at Nick. We have said so live on this show that what kind of men who stand by, and what we are, and so I'm gonna call you out on it. Look up those halftime shows for me if you have a chance in between your studies, in between your whatnot, and then maybe going forward, we can have our own halftime show. Not because we're against any people. Just because we could probably put together something funner and more entertaining at this point. Because it's ridiculous. You know? So, anyways. To close the show. Is there anything else leading into after Super Bowl? Never mind the Super Bowl. Never mind the halftime show. We let it all out there. Drew, you haven't been here in a while.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Never mind the halftime show. Never mind the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We're heading into free agency.
Yeah.
Let's lean into kind of what the next week is going to talk about. We're going to watch the Super Bowl, and it's going to be over on Sunday. So the next show is basically going to be talking about who is available for our team. So let's kind of head into that. Let's close the show out with something fun. Talk about some free agency here.
Well, I think obviously there's some hot commodities. There's going to be the receiver market is kind of just top heavy. Obviously, dude, I'm telling you guys, man, don't be shocked. Dallas somehow, some way is going to find a way not to sign George Pickens. Or they're going to give him so much money that it's absolutely absurd.
Wow.
But I think George Pickens will be available. I think George Pickens is going to kind of play his own role in where he wants to go.
Wow.
And if I'm Dallas, I let him walk. That's just me. I think you have a diva receiver who has showed time and time again that his interest is only in himself and he's not really into football. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, I think George Pickens is going to be grossly overpaid. But there's going to be some values. I mean, Mike Evans, does he actually leave Tampa? Like, that'd be kind of surprising if he did. But if he did, where would he go? AJ Brown's going to be probably available for trade. So, that's another thing. Obviously, we have the whole Max Crosby situation. Is he going to be available? Is he not? And then I don't know. Like, there's going to be – I can't really think right now of other, like, true stud –
Myles Garrett?
People. I don't think he's available. I think he's under contract, right? Yeah,
Khalil Mack's available.
Khalil Mack will be available, for his edge.
I'm looking it up now. I mean, Kenneth Walker, we'll see if he's a Super Bowl winner. He'll be again. Some of these guys can get re-signed by their own team, obviously, but
Right.
Trey Hendrickson is going to be a good.
Hendrickson, yes.
Trey Hendrickson's a big one potentially on the market.
Yep.
Tyler Algier, I think he made a pretty good case.
Wow.
For himself.
Oh, David Montgomery. Sorry, I forgot to mention David Montgomery.
Rico Dowdle.
Montgomery should be available. They already basically said, as far as the Lions, they said, we're going to let David Montgomery walk. We want Jahmyr Gibbs to fly. So, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the true stud over there in Detroit. So, fantasy football, I'm just saying.
Najee Harris.
So
Rico Dowdle is going to be on the market. He won't be back with the Panthers, guaranteed. 100%.
Probably not.
Debo too. We'll see.
Debo will be out there. It'll be interesting to see. Brandon Ayuk. I mean, with all the crazy drama with the 49ers and
does he even play football again? Like, I don't even
know. That story and that saga, I can talk about that.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It literally makes zero sense. So that's a story that we'll leave short because otherwise I'm gonna go on an extreme rant.
Something suspect about receivers in San Francisco.
We don't do very good when
what's
it comes
going
to,
on? You get shot. You get shot or you're like prima donna or something's going on, guy.
Hey, speaking of that, did you guys mention the whole? Did we even talk about Bill Belichick and the whole snub of Pro Football Fame?
No, that's a good topic.
Let's touch up on that next week because otherwise this show's gonna get pretty long. But dude, like that is something that we have to talk about. The fact that Belichick, Kraft, and then we obviously mentioned T.O. Not being first ballot, this, that, and the other. It's outrageous. It is absolutely outrageous. But we'll get into that next week.
Real quick,
what's outrageous is the Pro Bowl. That's what's
even worse.
Outrageous too.
Even worse. I want to mention both those things next week's episode. We'll talk about the Pro Bowl and how much of a joke it is that Shadur Sanders and these other guys are in the freaking Pro Bowl, and a solution to that problem.
It's an easy
I already
solution.
have the solution.
I
have the
easy.
solution already. If you're elected, to the team,
you're
as
in.
A starter, you are
in.
If you're
an alternate, it doesn't count.
You are no longer in. That does not.
Shadur Sanders
pick on the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
Shadur Sanders,
whoever wants to play to have a play, but you can't. It can't be a valid Pro Bowl selection.
No,
it just can't. Go back in history, retally it up, and do it all over again. Because the problem is, if that's a joke, we're already seeing the problem
Hall of Football,
with the Hall of Fame. One of them is how many Pro Bowls did that guy
tried telling you guys.
Who cares? Now you just got to look at all pros. That's it. Who's all pros, and that's it. Because you can't look at Pro Bowls anymore.
No, it's a joke.
I'm trying to tell you guys right here on the Sports Ranter. We are watching one big fucking joke with the NFL right now. Super Bowl, the snubbing, all this stuff. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know why, because they're doing so well. So I don't get it. You usually stir it up when you need ratings, right? You usually like, hey, we need to go a different direction. They're the powerhouse. They rule everything. Why all of a sudden are you just trying to be something you're not? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it's a business philosophy that we don't understand because we don't have billions of dollars, right?
I mean, for Belichick, I know it's because of the whole cheating stuff. That's the only explanation. There's nothing else than that.
Yeah, well, of course.
It has to be that. Which, if they did it for that, fine. Just come out and say it. Stop hiding behind.
But my whole thing is just like, I don't know, dude. It's still
look.
Because
I want to appreciate the sports ranters around the world for joining us here once again. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Drew, for being here. Thank you for putting up with the passionate heart of mine. Sorry, guys, I dropped it out on you. But until next time, peace for the journey and one love.
Take care, guys.
Hey, Drew, real quick.
Yo.